If you guys can please stand for the national anthem. A young lady by the name of Alisa Negron Samonte.
You see, by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran glare, their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We'll be singing.
La tierra de Borinquen, donde he nacido yo, es un jardín florido de mágico primor. Los cielos siempre nítidos les sirve de dorcer y dan arrullos plácidos las olas a sus pies cuando a sus playas llegó Colón. Exclamó lleno de admiración. Oh, 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 oh. Esta es la linda tierra que busco yo. Es Borinquen la hija del mar y el sol. Esta es la linda tierra que busco yo. Es Borinquen la hija del mar y el sol. Del mar y el sol, del mar y el sol, del mar y el sol, del mar y el sol.
And Ali Padilla, who just sang that, is an PI alumni from class of 2007. Next, to do the introductions is... Oh yes, please, please. Thank you for being so attentive. I feel like Simon said something. So yes, the executive director and pastor, Nelsa Pagan.
I don't know whether to say hello or amen or what. With an introduction as director and pastor, I don't know which way to lean. But just to say good evening, everyone. And on behalf of the Philadelphia Prevention Partnership, our board of directors, our staff. We'd like to welcome each of you to our first annual Who's Who Network. I want to thank all of the sponsors. Keystone First, Hispanic Community Counseling Services, Latino Behavioral Health, Grupo Fuego, Tierra Colombiana, State Representative Jason Dawkins and Aspira, as well as all the contributors, our committee members, and there's going to be a very special thank you to the state representatives, Leslie Acosta, Angel Cruz, and of course Jason Dawkins, which I just mentioned, Senator Tartaleon, Councilman Greenlee, Richard Negrin from the Managing Director's Office, and I want to thank all of you so very much for joining us here tonight and for the citations that will be presented this evening. And together, we want to congratulate all the honorees. And to the honorees, you have taken leadership to a whole new level, because leadership is not a position. Leadership is a process of learning, giving, not quitting when things get tough, a process that strives to new heights, not only seeking to empower self, but also seeking to empower and equip others along the way. And all of you, in some form or another, have demonstrated those qualities. You've looked around and you've lent a helping hand. You reached out to a brother, to a sister, to a neighbor, to a friend. And either way, that shows leadership in a process along the way. For a very long time, PPP was Philadelphia's best kept secret. For a very long time, we would do so many things and nobody knew that we were doing it. But obviously, watching everyone in this room move along, it says to all of us, the secret is out. It's not kept any longer. So again, thank you for coming out. And it takes a few seconds to look around this place. And if we would take a few seconds to look around, I'm sure you will see, and all of you will also agree, that our community has come a long way. Dreams have become realities. Stumbling blocks have become stepping stones. And though we're not where we should be, we're heading in the right direction. When I started in the partnership, and I'm going to tell you many moons ago, almost 19 years ago, and I started in the partnership, the first lesson that I learned was, in unity, there is strength. And in this room tonight, there is strength to break boundaries, strength to lift up, strength to face whatever challenges that might arise, and strength to stand up no matter what the future brings. And it's an exciting time for us at the partnership. We continue to grow and adapt to the changes within our own organization and the communities that we serve. Angel Medina's vision for the partnership has established a solid foundation for us to continue to build upon. Our mission is always and will always be to create venues to develop and empower people with lasting partnerships. The Latino Partnership, the Institute for African American Mobilization, the Latino Contract Association, the Faith-Based Initiative, working alongside our political leaders, CBOs, and individuals like you that are here tonight can make this possible, because we know that no single approach can address the many problems in our community. Everyone here tonight can make a difference. And it's nice to know that we have gathered in this place, not because we agree on everything, because we don't, not because of that. Not because individually we have the answers to move our community forward, but collectively we gather here tonight to create a network of resources that, whether big or small, can impact the community we work in, we play in, we shop in, we serve, in every capacity possible. And I'd like to thank each of you for attending this event and bringing your expertise to our gathering. As political leaders, organization leaders, and community leaders, you have the vision, you have the knowledge, and the experience to help our community pave its way into the future. You are truly the greatest assets that we at the partnership have today and tomorrow, and for tomorrow. And we would not accomplish what we need to accomplish unless we join forces and do it together. And I know that's going to happen as we move forward with all your support. And in closing, I want to share this quote by Cesar Chavez. We cannot seek achievement for ourselves and forget about progress and prosperity for our community. Our ambitions must be broad enough to include the aspirations and the needs of others for their sakes and for our own. Again, thank you. Thank you so very much for coming out, for sponsoring, sitting here with us tonight, and congratulate the honorees. So I want to close with a prayer tonight. And again, thank you. So if you can bow your head right where you're at, I'm going to pray. Pray for our community. Pray for you. Pray for everything that we need to accomplish together. Amen? Heavenly Father, we're just so grateful tonight for allowing us the traveling mercies to meet in this place, God. We're thanking you, dear Lord, because in this room we are filled. We're filled with talents, gifts, ideas, ambitions, hopes, God, that only you can put in all of us here, Lord. Father, I pray for everyone in this room, the honorees, Father God. And Lord, I also pray for the food that we're about to eat, my Lord. Thank you for the hands that prepared it, God. Allow us to enjoy it in fellowship, Father God. And remembering, Father God, that you are great and that you are merciful. And all of us people in this room tonight say, Amen.
Thank you so much for that. Folks, I forgot one thing. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Elvis Rosado, and I am one of the alumni also from LPI from 2009. Real quick before we go to dinner, I wanted to say that there's a bunch of people in the room that are alumni of the Latino Partnership, but it's a drop in the bucket to the actual amount of individuals that have graduated from the Institute. Latina, thank you for what you've done. And buen provecho. Come on, folks, let's hear it for Grupo Fuego. I want to thank you guys. Grupo Fuego is one of the few things, one of the few programs in the city that offers our youth something to do other than hanging out in the corners and wasting their time. So, thank you, Hector, for that work.
Always alone, someone comfort me. Here on my own, feels like the pain lasts an eternity. Tears come no more. I want to smile again, love again. Please, someone find me. Souls pass me by, why can't they see me here? Touch me one time, just like magic I will reappear. Sadness like the rain, it showers over me. I wanna feel again. Please, someone find me. Lost not yet found, breathing in misery. Hope lurks around. When will the sun never shine on me? I need love to come and carry me, take me away. Please, someone find me. I'll sing my song, maybe I'll scream and shout. Please, someone come, I don't want to live without love. Hear my plea, I have love to give, I want to live. Please, someone find me.
So this young lady is a brilliant training from the Institute of African American Mobilization under the Latino Partnership. So, we're going to go ahead and get ready to start with your awards. I would like to call up Andrea Gonzalez. Andreas, I'm sorry. Andrea Gonzalez Kerwin, Aspira PA Superintendent of Schools.
Well, I get to be first. I don't know how that happened. I guess I'll use the mic. I'm using my principal voice. It's a great pleasure to be here this evening, and it's great to see so many Latinos here in the house and African Americans that are working hard within our community to make a change. And that's why we're all here, is to bring positive change for our community, and most importantly, from my perspective, for our students, to show that we are made of much more than society has made us out to be able to deliver. But I'm up here for a greater reason, and that is to honor someone that has played an integral role in my life, that to all of you is known as a community activist, as someone who has fought hard to bring positive change to our community, but for me, has been a cousin, has been a mentor, and has been that person that, whether I'm going through good times or tough times, is there to lean on. He's the person in our family that you call no matter what's happening, and he's there to deliver. He could be halfway across the country, and he comes. For this community, what that has meant is someone who's been a fighter and a believer that we have absolute positive energy to bring. So it is with great honor. His bio is here, so I'm not going to read it to you because it's there in writing and it's evident the hard work that he has put into life professionally, but outside of what has happened professionally has been what's happened in terms of our community. He had the privilege, he had two great parents who worked really hard to raise him in suburbia and to make sure that he had all of the best in life. Yet he decided that the most important thing was to give back to the community from which his parents had come. So he came back into our community and gave, and has fought, has rolled his sleeves up, and has given effortlessly to everything that he has felt is important to us as a Latino community. So it's a great pleasure that I give this award. It's the Corporate and Community Leadership Award to my cousin, my mentor, my hero. And for us and our family, the one that we can lean on, to Victor Negron. Please come on up, my love.
See, I had all these things I wanted to tell you guys. For me, it's an honor. I mean, Angel Medina has been my partner when I was a young boy. This is a real special night. For those of you that are alumni, can you stand? The alumni, please stand. When this program started, United Way was putting together a leadership program. Remember that? And Carmen Paris, where's Carmen Paris? Because she yelled and screamed at people. And there was a decision made that we needed to pull the leadership program out of the United Way because we were worried about it becoming mainstream. We were worried about the United Way taking on the education program and taking people and moving them out of our community into the United Way path of leadership. And Medina, Carmen Paris, Araceli Rosales, Rafaela Colón, un chorro de Dulce Gonzalo, un chorro de locos got together and they created this. So for me, it's an honor to be here. To me, it's so humbling. And then for my cousin, that's my little cousin. My little cousin's running Aspira, and she's making a difference every day. So for me, it's so humbling. But I'm going to ask you guys for two things. And most of you folks know we're leaving. We're going to Puerto Rico. We're going to go fix Puerto Rico. So I want to ask for two things. For the alumni, I'm going to ask you to start tonight and begin organizing as alumni and begin a mobilization of grassroots movement to stick together. We have a 44% poverty rate. We have Jason Dawkins, we have Angel Cruz, we have Leslie Acosta, we have Councilwoman Maria Quinones Sanchez, and we have a brand new mayor. We had Richard Negrin, and hopefully the future of Richard Negrin, we got to keep him here and keep him focused on what he has to do. But you guys have to get organized and make sure that you stick together. And the only other thing that I do is, as Latinos, por favor, we have to fight Ay Bendito. Ay Bendito. When we started a program with PSLC, we started teaching kids. I just came from Iowa, right? Iowa. And the Latino community out there, they pay their own way. The government doesn't give them nothing. Latinos get together, they pay their own way. Right now, our poor nonprofits right now are laying people off and they're hurting. We can't be in that situation. So make sure you work hard, and Ay Bendito's not for us. Fight against the Ay Bendito and make a difference. And for me, thank you so much for supporting the partnership. Thank you so much for being here. Y te lo agradezco. Thank you very much.
Council Bill Green's office. And Jason Dawkins from 179th Legislative District. Councilman Bill Green, I stand corrected. Mercy Mosquera, General Manager at Tierra Colombiana. Come on up, Mercy.
Muy buenas noches. Good evening. It's a pleasure for me to be here and who is who, especially because this is the month for us, por los latinos. ¡Que vivan los latinos! And I'm not agreeing that it's a month. We should be so proud to be Latinos day by day, week by week, month by month, and year by year. We are the future in this country. So, arriba Latinos. When I receive a call and they told me that I have to give this award to this person, I was supposed to be somewhere else, but I canceled because of course I'm gonna say yes. This person means a lot for me. I don't have a son, but he is a son for me. He is my friend. He is the person who learned and I learned from him. He's very special as a son, as a friend, as a leader for the community. He gave us every year a lot. And he's teaching to our youth what's good for our future. He's one of the best person that I know for the 25 years that I am in Philadelphia. This award means that or represent as a young, professional, and good friend, as a good sample for everyone, Hector Serrano. Hector is receiving the work to work for the youth and dedicate to the community commitment to the Youth Award. Congratulations, Hector, and I love you. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm gonna be next to you, and you're gonna be next to me for the next 25 years. Congratulations.
She always makes me cry. First and foremost, I would like to thank God Almighty for giving me another day of life where I can teach the youth and represent mi comunidad, nuestra cultura. It is an honor to be given this award by the Philadelphia Prevention Partnership, here with my good friend, Mercy, which I do learn so much from her, and my #1 mentor of all time, Mr. Angel Medina, that I love and respect so much. When I first started Grupo Fuego, in January, we're gonna celebrate 20 years. And when I started Grupo Fuego, we started with 5 dancers in January, and we had frostbites, we didn't have no studio, and it was 5 dancers. And then they came the summer, and we were sweating.com. in the streets of 19th and Wallace and 19th and Fairmount, where I lived most of my life. For about 10 years, we practiced in the streets. That's all we did. And from 5 dancers, it grew to 115 to over 300 dancers. And for the first 10 years, we did it for free because the kids wanted to dance. They wanted to do something. Then I heard about this leadership program called Latino Partnership. And I noticed so many of people and mentors that I respect, like Mr. Medina, like Felicita, like Carmen, and the list goes on, Victor. And I said, I want to be a part of that team. I want to impact my community. I want to impact the youth. So fast forwarding, I went to Concilio and I applied for the Puerto Rican Day Parade. And I said, I want to showcase that the youth have talent. Because 20 years ago, you only saw a lot of adults perform bomba and salsa. But if you tune into the Puerto Rican Day Parade now, it's nothing but the youth dancing salsa, bachata, merengue at these festivals. And it's an honor that we had a small ripple effect within that form and genre of music. I graduated, and when we went to Puerto Rico, that's when I learned what is it to be a true Boricua, what is it to represent nuestra cultura, and what is it to be a proud Latino. And Yvette, which is back to Yvette Sanchez, we were in Vieques, and she tells me, this is going to be bigger. You don't know it yet, but it's going to be bigger. And from 20 years ago, with Frostbites, now Grupo Fuego, it's now with hundreds and thousands of dancers, with students that have received their master's degree, and they are now living and teaching at University of Arlington, at Atlanta, in Florida, in New York, and they're spread all over the country. We currently are teaching at La Fortaleza because Mr. Jose Rivera said, you do so much and you shouldn't pay. We want you. We want your kids here. And it just felt so great because those exact words, Mercy, did it for 7 years. And because of Mercy, we weren't in the streets. Because of Jose Rivera, we weren't in the streets. Because of Concilio, we weren't in the streets. And because of everyone here and the support, we will not continue to be in the streets because of your support. And I thank you dearly. Que Dios lo bendiga. Thank you.
Let's give it up for him. That's doing an awesome job. Thank you. I want to say thank you to the Prevention Partnership. What a great, great night this is. Isn't it special? One of the things I love the most about Hispanic Heritage Month is that we get to see each other. I've been saying that all night whenever I talk to people. Every month should be Hispanic Heritage Month, don't you think? It costs us a lot of money, but I think it's something we should do. Before I get started, I want to recognize some folks on behalf of the City of Philadelphia. Can every police officer or firefighter in the room please stand up? Let's give them a round of applause for their service. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you. You'll understand why I did that in a second. As I begin, one of the things that we talk about a lot is, you've heard a word mentioned tonight that I think is really important. Heroes. And there are no greater heroes than our public servants who put their life on the line for all of us every single day. I have the pleasure of honoring one of those tonight in a special way. And quite frankly, I love Victor, I love this team, but Jessica's the reason I'm here. So I'm going to ask her to come up and stand next to me while I say good things about her so she's embarrassed and you can all look at her face. Police Officer Jessica Mendez, please come here. She had say all this stuff just to have fun. One of the great things that I get to do is to swear in our police officers as managing director. And when I tell you that when I stand there and put up my right hand and watch those classes take the oath and look at the commitment and the approach and the earnest nature in which they take that oath, and that they're willing to put their life on the line for all of us, you know that's a little crazy, right? You know it's not natural when you get a call that shots are fired or there's a home, you know, totally engulfed in flames, that the natural thing to do is run the other way, right? We all know that. Our officers don't do that because they took that oath. They go towards the shots when they're fired. They don't run away from them. And that takes training because every impulse in your body is saying, get the heck out of here, right? This is dangerous. And instead, you take that oath and that commitment to do what all great officers do. But Jessica's so much more than just that. And that's what I want to talk about, because we call police officers a lot of things. Police officers, officer, some bad things that people are called all the time. My favorite name for our police officers is peace officer. And I want to talk about that briefly as I talk about Jessica. She embodies that. She is one of our best peace officers in the city of Philadelphia. And why is that? I'm going to ask Pastor Cookie to come up and stand with me as well. This is a big part of it. Let's hear it for Pastor Cookie. For a reason. So if you guys have not been to La Iglesia del Barrio, I've been there more times than I can count, you're missing something. Because you get to see the power, and we honored her with Philly Rising as our Person of the Year, really 2 years ago now, right? Because she's been at it for so long. When you talk about, we all know that there are places in our communities, and the corner of Ella and Tip and Cambria, that area is one of them. We all know that it is ground zero for the heroin trade in the entire Northeast. We all know that many of our officers, trust me, my security detail is here. Where's Brian? Brian, raise your hand. Brian hates it when I go to La Iglesia del Barrio, right? Because everybody's checking us out, and you know there's a black SUV, right? And all the drug dealing stops just for a second. But when I ask Pastor Cookie, right, who's standing in the gap, literally risking her life, doing the right things in that community, are we making progress? Are things working? She goes, yeah. You know, Rich, they're not selling drugs on my front step anymore. They moved it down the street. And that's awesome. We can clap for that. That's great. But you guys know I'm not happy with that, right? That's not where we're going to end up, right? We need to eradicate that. We need to create opportunities for people and make sure that our neighborhoods are safe for our kids. And that's what it's about. So the thing that you see at La Iglesia when you go there, which I got last time I was there to help children on MLK Day do their after-school homework, and Jessica was there as well. And this is the example of Jessica's greatness, right? You get to see her working with our women, our young girls in the neighborhood. She has 2 daughters of her own. But you get to see her being a role model as a strong police officer, but also giving back and caring in the community in a way that's so profound and so real. And she's done that at La Iglesia del Barrio, at History Park, throughout that entire neighborhood, standing in the gap, right, saying, I'm here, I'm going to do what's right, no matter what's going on around me, to make a difference. And our young people, they see that, and they see an officer, a police officer, making a difference and being a human being, not just going from call to call, right? Our officers have one of the hardest jobs in the entire world, besides being a school teacher. Being a police officer may be the hardest job. If you live your life going from 911 call to 911 call to 911 call, guess what? You see the worst that our community has to offer. You see people at their worst being victimized. You see people perpetrating acts on their worst day, probably, and that can impact your mind. And it can impact your ability to get back. Despite all of that, working in one of the busiest districts, right, the 25th, you know, in the entire city, 24th, that's busy too, right? You know that she still finds time to get back to her community despite all of that. And that's really, really critical. 12 years on the job, making us proud every single day. Jessica, on behalf of the City of Philadelphia and the partnership, thank you for what you do, and congratulations.
tonight. But anyway, I'm grateful for this honor, and just want to say that I've been in the 24th district for 12 years, and it's hard not to reach out to people. I was one of those officers who was kind of cold-hearted and didn't care. It was just a 911 job that I was answering to. But once you got to know the people individually and get to hear their stories, then you understand the lifeline from that. And I can't do anything without a good team. I have Bill Summers and Pastor Eunice and Edwin Desenwars and all our Congress people can come and help us. And we have Rich Nigrin, and it takes a team to do it. It's not one. And we also have McGann who's helped us, and he's been supportive for every. And my girlfriend, where's Maria? Wherever she is, there she goes. I can hate her for this, but that's okay. But anyway, thank you again. Thank you. Have a good night.
And by the way, I'm so used to seeing Rich and assume that everybody knows who he is and what he does. He is the managing director of the City of Philadelphia. Carmen Paris, VP of Human Resources and Operations for the Hispanic Community Counseling Services.
Thank you, and this is a very dangerous thing. Carmen Paris with a microphone. So for those of you that don't know me, it's really a pleasure to be here tonight to introduce our next honoree. To all the honorees, congratulations, you are all great. We love you, and we expect greater things from you. It's what we do in the community. We committed, we get you in, and then we will not let you go. I have the pleasure of introducing someone that I have gotten to really, really respect. And those of you that know me know that it just doesn't come free of charge. I have been working with this person for about 5 years. And when I first met him, I was very impressed because of his commitment and his big heart. The one that got him where he is. He keeps on reminding me that he is younger than he, I think he really thinks he's younger than what he really is, but that's another story. He is very, very committed to the city of Philadelphia, to North Philadelphia in particular. And to me, it really struck a really, really close, it's very close to my heart what he is devoted to and what he has dedicated his heart to. And that is mental health. For those of you that know a little bit about me know that I have a brother who is mentally ill and has been committed to a home in Puerto Rico since he was 15 years old. So when it comes to mental health, it's very special to me, those that have dedicated their lives to make those individuals that are victims of mental health illnesses to a better life, quality of life. So when I met Hector, I was very impressed by him. And I realized that he was not only very, very committed, but he was actually very, very intelligent and very, very committed. Needless to say, he has a master's degree from Lincoln University. And he is co-founder of the agency where he now serves as the CEO. He is a very, very dynamic individual. Sometimes, those of you that know Hector can see me in the background going like this, meaning, okay, Hector, enough, cut it, because he's very eloquent and he's very passionate about what he does. One of the things that I'm going to ask of you tonight is that when I ask him to come here to the stage, I want you all to give him a real, real big round of applause. Because unlike Richard, Jessica doesn't work for him. Unlike, Mercy, Hector doesn't work for him, and so on. I work for Hector. So you're going to have to help me give him a huge round of applause to Hector Ayala. add something. He is extremely kind, but if you ever see Hector in a heated conversation, taking off his glasses, step aside and call the officer, okay?
Bendito is the Puerto Rican in me. Okay. Well, good evening. Thank you very much. It's a great honor, and I'm humbled to be receiving such an award. I sincerely want to say thank you to Juan and the Philadelphia Prevention Partnership for this great honor. Thank you very much. It's not been an easy journey. I mean, I have not made it here alone. I have to thank my wife for her patience and unconditional love and her support in allowing me to do what I do every single day. I'm also blessed with a great family who work with me, who believe in what we're doing and the difference that we can make in the community. However, I'm extremely concerned with what I see on a daily basis and the great deal of help that we need in order to move our community forward. It's hard to see trauma, it's hard to see the violence, it's hard to see people falling apart and families falling apart because they don't have the support. This is not, when something goes wrong, not only here in Philadelphia, but around the nation, the first thing that the system or the media has a tendency of blaming is the lack of mental health services or the type of work that we do for the families and individuals that we serve. It is very simple what we need to do. In 20 plus years of experience doing what I do, it just requires very simple things from each other in order to improve the life of someone. To be part of the recovery of that person and to be part of that journey. I'm going to ask you guys for your help, to help us make a community much better, to ensure that our kids stay in school, and to ensure that our families are together. I'm tired to see people going to jail. I'm tired of seeing people being suffering. I'm tired of seeing domestic violence. So what I'm going to ask you guys, like I said, is very simple. Laugh with each other. Be patient with each other. Lift each other. Dance, work with each other. And most of all, love each other. If you're able to do all these simple things, it will help not only myself, but you will also help the community, the children, and these families to find that moral compass that we lost a long time ago. We are far from our countries. Estamos lejos de nuestra tierra, de nuestro Puerto Rico, but that doesn't mean that we have to lose who we are and what makes us who we are and the resiliency that we have within ourselves. So again, thank you very much for being here tonight. Thank you to the other honorees. I had the pleasure to work with many of you guys, and I have learned a great deal of things from you. And like I said, it's an honor to be part of this community. It's an honor to work with so many great people. And thank you very much. Have a good evening.
And it's a good thing, as I was preparing to try to get ready to say what I wanted to say, I said it's probably good that I show my face and then have the opportunity to present this to my big brother, because at certain times, right, what happens is if I come across different, say, networking socials, and they just kind of heard of Edwin Desamore for some reason, or Mimic, and I show up, and I say, how you doing? My name is Eric Desamore. I think they missed the Eric part, just say, oh, I love the work you do. And then I say, no, it's, I'm his little brother. And they say, oh, what do you do? I say, I'm a pastor. Okay. And then the conversation kind of ends a little quick, but so I'm glad that I'm here to show my face. You know, Edwin's little brother, but it's just an honor to be here. And as I was thinking about it, you know, I'm proud of him, you know. Sitting back, and this is coming up on the way here, just thinking of when we were younger, sitting down where we grew up at as young kids. We grew up in the 19133 zip code. And if you pull up them statistics, they probably haven't changed as much from when we were kids. We grew up there, and it was a very hard upbringing. And I was saying, we probably never had conversations talking about a moment like this. I said, you know, as big, it was always about the day-to-day, how to get by, the survival conversations. But God had a different plan for us, right? He sent us on different ways as teenagers. And if you read it in, you know, his bio a little bit in the book, you know, he went a different way and I went a different way, but I believe it was with the same purpose, though. It was with the same purpose. It was for a lesson for us to learn about how to love people on a more deeper, intimate level, how not to give up on people, how to persist and continue to pursue to pour into the life of people, not only people, but people where we grew up from. I'm a pastor in a small church in the community right where I grew up. Ed does most of his work right there in the community where we grew up at. God had a purpose for our lives to bring us back and take us through some of the hardest moments that we had to learn what life was about, to bring us back to this area, to know what it is to not give up and invest in people. And that's what this work is about, and that's what I believe Ed has committed his life to doing, is serving and loving people, especially the ones that don't tend to get that attention for whatever reason. So I just want to say I'm very proud of him. This is an honor for me to really be a part of this and honor my big brother. Proud of him.
Thank you, everybody. Partnership. I had a chance to think about this all day, and a lot of things was moving inside of me these past few weeks, so I'm gonna speak on it. I had the pleasure and the opportunity and the honor to receive so many different awards. For some reason, tonight is different, and I'm gonna speak on that. When I first started getting awards, I was like, yeah, I got an award. Yeah. And it died out. And then as they started to roll along, and I started to get the phone calls, you want another award? And I really didn't want it. Then after a while, I was like, I'm hoping they don't call me for one. And I just got a call from Molly saying, guess what, we picked you. And I was like, well, I know a few people you could pick. She said, no, you're stuck with this one. But, you know, I'm going to be honest about this. I really don't deserve that. But the reason I'm accepting this award is to give glory to God. And the reason I'm speaking on that is because, you know, I had a sense of judging myself, saying, man, you know, I'm twisted. There's so much going on. I'm not perfect. Look where I came from. But then again, I learned about Samson, David. I know what I'm talking about. They weren't right either. But I was used, and I'm here to serve a purpose.
I sought my soul, but my soul I could not see. I sought my God, but my God eluded me. I sought my brother, and I found all three. Thank you.
We have had the pleasure to see some amazing people so far tonight. The next presenter I want to call up, Jonathan Ramos, police officer in the 26th District, and an LPI alumni of the class of 2012.
I'm excited. Wow. It's like I'm getting the word up here. Right? Yeah, I'm going to sing a song. This award is the Community Commitment Business Award. And I got a call saying, we want you to present this award to someone. And I said, wow, cool. You got 2 minutes to talk. I said, oh man, it's too long. Then I started thinking, what am I going to say? I think I need about 20. But I'm going to keep it short. Dominic Reyes, owner of South Summit Square. Not only is he a friend, he's my brother. He's a friend to most people in this room. He gives 100% when it comes to the community. Anytime you come to him, whatever the event is, Dom, listen, we got this going on for the kids, what do you need? Dom, we got this group going on, they need support, what do you need? Here goes my business. Throw fundraising, whatever it is. LPI, we've thrown many over there. And I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because this guy's amazing and I'll be here for 20 minutes talking about him. But Dominic, you can come up.
Yeah.
Not only my friends, but my brother, Dom, congratulations, well deserved. Keep up the good work, brother.
Wow, thank you, John. Thanks to everyone in this room. And Edwin, I can't even follow you because you took so much out of me. I mean, it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys seen the movie with Eminem, with the rapper. You took the words out of my mouth, but I always thank God first. And I learned a lot from Joanna, from Concilio. She always puts God first, and I just follow her, and I thank you. And my wife, who's number one, who I'd be lost without my wife. Thank you. And those of you who support South Summit Square, you know, that's my team there, John Gonzalez and John Ramos. Whenever we have something to do for our kids in our community, which is 19133, as I follow Edwin's brother, please guys, I hope you guys take this very serious when it comes to those kids in that area, or in any area, whether it's black, white, Puerto Rican, I'm gonna help them, and I hope you guys do the same. We thank you. God bless.
Earlier, so the woman who's responsible for running that program through the partnership, Evelyn Bacon. Woo!
Greetings, family and community. This is awesome. This is really nice because for once, we can really, really honor unsung heroes. And it's very fitting for me to speak today and introduce you to a true unsung hero, Vernon Al-Amin. Vernon, his bio, you can find his bio in the program. I wrote it, so I'm not going to reread it. I know I have a short amount of time, but I did want to talk to you a little bit about the man. Vernon is a Muslim by faith, and he's part of an organization called Al-Ma'un. Al-Ma'un in Arabic means kindness, small acts of kindness, and neighborly needs. So what they do is they reach out to people in the community and they do things for them, like they feed the homeless. They take part in trying to educate people about Islam to bridge the gap. Not to convert you, for those of you who are Christians, not to convert you, but to bridge the gap and promote a better understanding. And I can go on because there's a long list of things he's involved in. He's a block captain, he's this, he's that. But his passion is for the youth. He's part of a mentorship program called Al-Ma'un. And it's based in West Philly, and it's for boys who are in elementary school. These boys, a lot of these boys, come from families where their fathers are missing, and some of them come from families where their mothers are missing. I remember Vernon talking to me about a little boy who actually carried his library card in his pocket. And the reason why he did that is because that was the last thing his mother gave him. Now this boy was about 10, 11 years old, and that was the thing he had. He lost both his parents. He lost his father and his mother. What I love about Vern is the fact that he is what you would consider altruistic. I think that's the word. I think that's the honor, his commitment to altruism. And if you look that up, you'll find that it means that it's a practice where it's selflessness, where you dedicate your life to helping and serving others. And you don't go for the fame, the fortune, to be in the limelight. Because again, if you look in the bio, you'll find that he was once a project manager for Roman Haas global project manager. So he could have easily just sat around and collect that money. But what he does, he selflessly goes out into the community and he works with those boys. And I'm not talking about back to school night. I'm not talking about the book bag drive. I'm not talking about just the show of voter registration or whatever. I'm talking about days when the school's closed and you gotta tell Vern, schools are closed today, Vern. They closed the school. Well, it don't look like that. It's too bad for the snow. He still wants to be out there. Before I call him up, I just want to read this quote. It's by Marcus Garvey. He's different than Marcus Garvey because he's quiet and he's a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. But, like Marcus said, there's a great deal of work to do, and it calls for sacrifice and determination on the part of those who are leading. And if men believe that money should be the only consideration for leadership, then there can be no successful achievement. And with that being said, I want to call up a true leader, Vernon Al-Amin.
First, I'd like to thank God for being here, being alive. But I have to make one correction here is that, you know, the passion I have comes from Bayer Islam and Jose, and also from Evan. Because for the mentorship program is really compassion. My most important thing about the mentorship program is our children need to be educated. And also, we adults need to vote. You know, because what's happening with the cutting the budget for our children's education, you know, it shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be charged. All schools should be good, period. But we don't vote, it ain't gonna happen. We can control that stuff. Politicians tell us what they're gonna do. We tell them, this is what we want you to do. And we vote, we see that happen. So I accept this on behalf of Jose and Bayer, because without them, I wouldn't be doing it. They're the ones who are really passionate about this program. You should see them interact with boys. It's what I'm trying to emulate, what they do. Because they really have they have this special connect with the youth. When we go on a trip, they see Jose, they forget about me. They see Bayer, they forget about me. Because they have that. I'm trying to get that. And I'd like to thank my bride for calming me down, as Jose said. And keep it short and sweet. Thank you very much.
In case you don't know, he's also the vice president of the partnership board.
And Jose, come up, please.
Come on, Bear. Community Liaison for the Philadelphia Prevention Partnership and LPI alumni from the class of 2013, and an amazing individual.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Today I'm presenting the Community Guardians Award to two caring, passionate, and loving mothers who truly define the essence of commitment to our community, El Barrio. I said I wasn't gonna cry, man. Yeah, I know, we have bets, everybody won but me. The saying, it takes a village, is truly embodied in these two women. I met these two women about 5 years ago when we were doing Sunday suppers at West Kensington Ministries. We met actually cleaning the park. We were in Norris Square Park doing a cleanup. They came out. And Reverend Adon said, "Namo, go to that house over there with the red door and go talk to Marty." And since then, they have been the best thing that's happened to me. They are truly, they give everything that they have. They have together, they helped me with the Daughters of Destiny. They are also co-founders of the Daughters of Destiny, where we actually do our Keep in This Room together co-drive every year. They also, through the Daughters of Destiny, started their own Girl Scout. They were looking around to see how to do it. They didn't know how to do it, but they did it. They went online, they figured it out. And now they have about 30-something girls that they mentor at Hunter School. They also started doing Safe Carters, where they would come outside every morning, patrol Hunter School. We take the cones out, put our jackets on, fight with parents, because they did a lot of fighting. But they fought for them kids. You know, watching those children come out of the cars, you know, and parents are yelling at them, and they're already starting that day tough. You know, get in there. They were there opening those doors to those kids saying, "Good morning, have a good day." That totally changed that mindset of that child for the rest of the day. Just to hear that hello, that good morning, that something positive, that's what Joanna and Alex do for our kids. Let me bring up the Girl Scouts. Come on, Jaden, Don. These are some of our girls from Troop 9427. And those curriculums that are in those Girl Scout books, they're not tailored for our kids. They're not tailored for our communities. but they have made it. Joanna and Alex have changed those curriculums for these girls. They not only give up their houses for them, because they literally spend, how many of you guys spend the night at each other's house every night? Or on the weekends. So not only do they take care of their own kids, they take care of all the other kids. I watch them even going to school. They live on Hancock and Dauphin. And you see Alex and Joanna, and behind them you see 20 other girls just following them. Like every other house, they're just picking up another girl. By the time they get to school, they have a troop. They have a troop. These are amazing women. They truly deserve, they truly deserve this award tonight. So I want to bring up Joanna, and I want to bring up Alex. Jessica, Dom, and they've always been presente too when it comes to volunteer, because they've been at Waterloo, they've done the different things, so they're always engaging and they're bringing the girls in. So, and these are our future leaders, so these are their mentors. So we're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. So, one more thing. This weekend we just lost one of our daughters of destiny, Kitty Carmichael. So I just want to take a moment. This woman was also amazing. She loved her boys. And if you see those pictures and you see those smiles on those boys' faces, she was also a part of this. So I want to also honor her. So here you go.
I'm sorry. I'm a little emotional here. First of all, I would like to say thank you to God, to these wonderful ladies, my best friend, that I couldn't do anything without. I'm her psychic, not her mine, I'm hers. I mean, you know what you have to say. Like, if it wasn't for God bringing us together, then I think I would be lost. Because these ladies are wonderful, they're awesome. Our girls, I love them. I do tell that's my daughter, just like me. But we're awesome, like they're awesome kids. Like, all my life I worry about taking care of kids. I babysat all my life. I don't want no kids, no. I had two beautiful kids, a boy and a girl. And I have many other kids that I never gave birth to, but they're mine. So when I see them, either they're older or younger, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting so old, but look at you. Like, they're doing great things. And like I said, if it wasn't for my Daughters of Destiny, us coming together as one and keep moving forward, I don't know where I would be without my Daughters of Destiny and my Girl Scouts.
I want to thank God for allowing me to be here. And thank you all for honoring me. The reason that I do what I do is very simple. I love it, and I love the girls. The time that we spend together, the relationships we develop is rewarding within itself. They're an amazing group of girls, lots of energy, lots of ideas. And I feel it's my purpose and my responsibility to nurture that as an adult in the community. I want to thank my mom for always encouraging me and supporting me and always being there to help when needed. I want to thank my family for not being frustrated with me when there's 50 other kids ripping and running through the house. And I'd like to thank Madi for her inspiration, guidance, and support. She always has our backs, and I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
I just want to say that you've been an awesome supporter. I know Evan does more than all the other things that support your destiny. That we could have done without you. Been that hustle for us. And that other support. And I know you're leaving us. Oh, I'm sorry. I know that you're leaving us, and I just want to say that we love you and you will be missed. But I know that in Puerto Rico, it can definitely benefit from you. For those who didn't hear us, I was just saying that Mari has been that hustler for us. She's been part of the community in all kinds of ways, and it's going to be, we're going to miss her. I just want to say we love you, and you should be up here.
Yes, I'm going to get on the board. I remember, how long has it hasn't been? 3, 4 years? Mari came into our life and our world kind of changed, you know? She made such a difference. I think I had been pastoring 1 year at that point, and her coming in with her heart, the kindness, the wanting, I mean, she doesn't hold back. If there's a need, she doesn't walk to it, she runs to it. I saw with all her, you know, everybody has their issues. There's always, oh, this or that, you know, I can't. There was never an I can't. Never. Even when we barely any sleep. I mean, name it, whatever it was. You can count on this woman. She has a heart of gold. If you don't know her, that's your loss, honestly. I've been blessed to have her at Iglesia del Barrio in different ways, in my life in different ways. Those ladies you talked about, yes, I know them, but you're their example, and you brought them all together. We love her. She's a blessing. So you will be missed, but you ain't just going away and that's it. You know, that's not just going to happen. But know that we also will be praying, and we're here. I'm here no matter where you're at. Okay? God bless you. God bless you.
Good evening, everybody. I was actually trying to get Jason to go first, but you know, he said he's gonna throw me to the wolves. So I just want to give everybody a round of applause. What a fabulous, fabulous evening. The food, everything. I mean, I cannot be more touched this evening with everybody. It's such an honor to be here and to be in your presence and to be able to be here on behalf of City Councilman William Greeley, my boss, and to be able to present all of the citations on behalf of everybody. I'm going to actually shout everybody out. And all the honorees, just please stand up for just one more big round of applause. Jessica Mendez, Hector Ayala, Hector Serrano, Edwin Desimore, Vernon Al-Amin, Joanna Ransom, Alexander Medina, Victor Melo. Thank you for your years of commitment, your passion for the community. And you know, I always say, if no one don't know me, my name is Luz Colon. I've been working for City Council for the past 15 years. I'm also a commissioner for GACLA, which is the Government Advisory Commission on Latino Affairs. And we actually had two board commissioners, which is Amani Hernandez and Joanna Otero was here. And I just want to be able to just tell you guys that I'm here and I learn each and every day. And you know what? Thank you so much on behalf of the legislative body. Thank you so much for your commitment to this community. And we need leaders each and every day and guidance from people. We learn from one another. And that's the most important thing. Right, Andy? God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Mama Ling, for having us be able to be a part of this wonderful event. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anken.
One more round of applause for Luz. She was scared, but she did a great job. I want wanted to go last for a purpose. One, I really, Luce, you have been doing a great job. I've known Luce when I was in city council. Like she said, she's been there for 15 years. I did 7 years in city council. But one thing that we have learned, I guess, through our travels is that nothing happens without a great team. So I want to give a round of applause to all the folks behind the scene that make this possible. So that's the Nelsons of the world. That's the Mighties of the world. That's the Elvis of the world. These are the folks who get it done. And I'll be remiss if I didn't take an opportunity and acknowledge my own team that's here with me tonight. I got Matt Miller in the back, I got Darion Schufer, and I got my man Leon Brantley. These are my team members. These are the guys that kind of keep me together. Also, Medina, we go way back. This is my old head. So when he approached me about even joining LPI, my first initial question was, I'm African American. That didn't stop the fact of seeing that we need to unite. And they welcomed me in, gladly. Elvis was in my class, we were class of 2009. I actually went on and became the president of that year, which was amazing, because, obviously I was in Puerto Rico, I'm the president, I'm supposed to lead the team. I get lost because I don't speak Spanish. So that just goes to show you that they still stuck by me. And, and that's something that speaks to the character, I guess, of our communities. We heard the same pattern throughout the night. We have to unite. We talk about it, but it's time for us to walk the walk. And we hear this all the time, and my brother Vernon mentioned this. When it comes to the actual voting process, we in the city of Philadelphia do not vote at the levels we should because of what we represent. And we make up, in minorities, at 65%, how can we possibly be voting at 18%? That doesn't make any sense. And when you look at the neighborhoods in which are receiving the least amount of funding, it's the neighborhoods that look just like us. So that speaks to a correlation that we need to change, but we can't do it alone. There's not one individual person by themselves can make that change. We have to forgive our brothers and sisters, and we have to figure out how do we unite, to how do we move forward. Because that is something that's missing. When I heard Ed's brother mention the fact that 19133 stats pretty much would be identical from the time he was a child, that's a problem. Because we need to be figuring out why is that okay? Why is the fact that our neighborhoods are not reflecting what we see as the revenue that's being pushed into the city? Why is the workforce and municipal jobs not reflective of the actual people who live here? That is something that we really have to have a serious conversation. We have a new incoming mayor coming into the city of Philadelphia. There needs to be a dialogue of asking what is going to be the agenda, hear me clearly, the agenda in which we all can unite behind to ensure that the next 4 years do not look like now. That is a real conversation. That's something we have to do. And, I know with the leadership of the partnership has really allowed me to grow. Because, I was kind of closed-minded to a lot of things prior to joining the partnership. It allowed me to see things differently. When I traveled to Puerto Rico, I really had a different, when I went to Louisiana, you couldn't tell me I wasn't from Louisiana. There was no way you could tell Jason Dawkins that his real name was Diego and he was from Louisiana. There was nothing you could tell me that was different. And you learn so much on that journey of the slave trades and how, we have folks that was always in bondage, both brown, yellow, doesn't matter, we all family. But we need to figure out how do we unite back here on American soil to make sure that we're moving things forward. So as my brother and, as a member, as an alumni, I just want Medina to know, not to be mad, the check, it's not ready yet. So we're working on it. We will get it to you. But that's my brother, he knows I'm good for it. Thank you, and enjoy everybody coming out, all the nominees. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to take a moment before we have the closing remarks. I wanted to thank our sponsors, Hispanic Community Counseling Services, Keystone First, Latino Behavioral Health Coalition, Grupo Fuego, Tierra Colombiana, State Representative Jason Dawkins, our contributors, our hosts tonight. Yahtzee Bar. I'm sorry. I've been trying to figure out the name all night. And before I bring Angela, I wanted to say two things. One is that the amount of people that are here that are alumni is probably like 1% of the actual graduates and people. This is our first year doing this, and we hope that it gets bigger and better, and that more people come out, and like Jason had said, that we're able to unite also as the partnership. But I just want to put a bug in the ear of the alumni. We have a sister alumni, Cynthia, who was part of my class, who is bound to a wheelchair right now, suffering with MS, and we're going to try to get together in the coming weeks to try to see if we can do an event to raise funds for her treatment. So we needed to put that out there while everybody's here. So anybody who wants to contribute or be a part of, we'll be putting something together. We will send messages out and let people know what we're doing. And now, the granddaddy of the partnership, which he hates, Abuelo, a man that I admire and has taught me a lot as well. I leave it in your hands, Angel Medina.
I am not going to give you a long speech. We've had that. What I'm going to say to you is that these folks have gotten awards today on a day-to-day basis, give from their hearts. They take their community serious, they take their civic responsibility serious, and they go out there and they do it. They don't ask for anything in return, they just want to give and help and empower our community. And that's what it's all about. I'm not going to give you a long speech because you guys, half of you guys already heard my speech 1,000 times, and I'm going to say it again. Nothing is going to change unless we change it. Let me say that again. Nothing is going to change unless we change it. If you leave it up to your politician, if you leave it up to city government, if you leave it up to the president, it's not going to happen. It has to come from the base of the community, from the people themselves, taking their civic responsibility serious and saying, basta ya, enough is enough, and we're going to change our community. What has happened to us is that we have become dependent on a system. Most parents send their kids to school, basically not to learn, but to be babysitted. Because when that kid comes home, they don't check their homework, they don't sit down with them, they don't guide them, they don't look for the extra help. We got to stop that nonsense. We got to control our own destiny. We got to hold our politicians accountable. Don't just vote for them. Ask them what they stand for, and then when they run again, ask them what they have done. They represent you. They don't work. They work for you. You don't work for them. So make that clear. Every single person here, take your civic engagement responsibility seriously. Nothing is going to change unless you change it. Control your household. And first of all, teach your kids your history, your culture, your tradition, so they can stand up and be proud of who they are. That is a must. We got kids in our community, African Americans and Latinos, saying they're proud and they don't have a father's idea of the sacrifice, of the commitment, of the hard work that a lot of people before us even died for them to have the privilege to go to school. We got to teach our kids our tradition, our culture, our history, and the meaning of respect, respeto. And I leave you with those words. Go back home, look at your kids. What can I do? What can my next door neighbor do? Do I have to get up Saturday morning with the whole neighborhood to clean my block? If there's a drug corner, Can we sit down with the police? Can we sit down with the neighbors to try to solve it? You got to control your own destiny. Period. Thank you.
Folks, that man right there is responsible for a lot of the knowledge that we have acquired throughout the years. Thank you, Angel, for all you've done for us. Folks, with that, we want to say it has been I'm not kicking you out. Just wanted to say it's been an amazing night, informative. There's a lot of amazing people in this room. And with that, we say, party.
It's like holidays, man. I'm shaking the city like quakes. Hands something like the truth. A girl